In today's video, oh boy, oh boy.
He is coming. Cover your butt.
One way to figure out the distance that an object has traveled is to use the equation d equals rate times time. From this equation, it is also possible to figure out the speed an object is moving and the time it took an object to move a certain distance. So, if you were a person of average intelligence and you wanted to know how fast something is traveling, you might set up an experiment like this. Measure a certain distance, something around like 10 feet or 100 feet would make the math easier, but it's not necessary. You would then set up markers that would allow you to tell when the object had traveled the marked off area. Finally, you would allow the object to move from the beginning of the marked distance to the end and see how long it took the object to get from point A to point B. For long distances, this would only give you an average rate. If you would like to know a more precise rate, one would simply create more discrete intervals. If you're Jason Maggard and his brother, you might try this.
See those corporate jets?
And he's gonna really have to put on the brakes.
Oh, we better hurry. You're behind. You're really late. You're really late.
Why bother with precise measurements and detailed experiments? Just place an object and place it close to you, and then take an object and place it far away. Then simply look to see if one object is moving faster than the other. You too can make objects move at hyperspeed. Go to your nearest highway or street. Place your finger in front of you and move it across your vision. If your finger makes it from one end of your vision to the other faster than moving traffic, come to the conclusion that your finger is traveling faster than the cars. But it gets better. Yup, the only logical conclusion that we can come to after watching this incredibly detailed and precise experiment is that the US is half the size they tell you it is. Of course, this experiment entirely contradicts every observation made by anybody who has ever driven across the US, either for pleasure or business, and entirely contradicts every shipping company in the US's estimates of both the distance that their trucks will travel and the time it will take for them to get to their final destination. But I'm sure there is some excuse for these contradictory observations. Of course, one could drive from one end of the United States to the other, take their own measurements of speed and how long it took them to get from one end of the US to another, and compare it to the given distance. But that is not as intricate as an experiment as racing an airplane in a parking lot.